Whoa, my camera is so low. How low can you go? There we go. Oh, I feel like that's high now. That's better. That's better. All right, let's make sure everything is working as intended. It is. Perfect. All right. All right, so these are going to be shorter streams because the whole intended purpose of this is to basically look at the Sunday slate of games and then pick who we think is going to win. I might look at some of the like over unders and excuse me. I'll look at some of the over unders and figure out, like some of the ones that I think I like. But before we even talk about this, none of this is betting advice. None of this is, don't like I'm just doing this for fun. No money, no nothing attached. So, yeah, just pure fun. Just thought it'd be kind of cool to do who we thought was gonna win each game each week, and then who are some of the like I said over unders that are nice to um, I guess take or whatever. So but oh, hold on one sec. Let me do something. There we go. But yeah, while we do this, I do want to obviously do some gameplay. So before we totally get into this, it's been a while since I streamed Madden Ultimate Team, and by a while, I think it's been almost 2 weeks. Almost. I think it's been a week and a half. So this is the team we're cooking with right now. Just figured I'd throw this out. So we went and used some of our spotlight tokens on Elton Jenkins to help with the Packers theme team. I still got to get Lucas Patrick at left guard. But yeah, we got Halani. We bought a bunch of limiteds because I don't think I had Baker or Puka on the team the last time I streamed. So we might have 843K up at the top, but we have these two limiteds plus on the defensive side of the ball we have Mr. Burns. And then I did end up, as you probably saw on the offense, we went and got Elton Jenkins, so I went and reduced Alex Mack all the way back down. And I was debating on just jacking up Greg Olsen, but I couldn't find a second player to put the other tokens on that I felt like was worth it. And he plays really well, even with just the two or three tokens that are on him. So I went and did a keep Talib, since the Packers don't get any corners that are worth anything. But yeah, we have Brian Burns. So we have like 1 million coins invested in just limiteds alone right now. And we're trying to work our way back up to the million mark. I like being at the million mark. It feels safe. So when I drop below the million mark, I feel a little weird. But I got Burns for 390, and I got Puka Nacua for it was 370. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, I'll take good wide receivers still, even though there's better ones, quote unquote, out there. Like Puka probably still plays pretty well, or has played pretty well for me. So, so yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's really anything else to really talk about. I mean, obviously we have our three bros. I could have gotten another one. I could have got like Khalil Mack all the way upgraded. And maybe I should have did that. But I didn't. I can't remember. Was he even actually like good upgraded? Like what was his speed all the way upgraded? So 80 speed, yeah, okay. I mean that would have probably been nice to have. Yeah. Oh well. I went and ripped some boom bust packs. I didn't get anything good, so whatever. But yeah, I guess looking at it, I could have definitely, because I think I ripped 3 boom bust packs. I think I had 3,675. So, and I could have definitely did Khalil Mack and then ripped a boom bust pack if I really wanted to. But oh well, you live and you learn. I'm gonna carry these 675 over to the next season at this point. But just thought, I don't know, just thought that. I think the reason I didn't do this is I had Will McDonald, and not to say that Will McDonald, is better than these stats, but I kind of felt like, I don't know. I guess maybe I'd rather have some coins than another right edge, but I didn't really think of the whole Khalil Mack would be a Packer theme teamer. But oh well. I'm sure we'll get another edge or something next time. Yeah, I don't think there's really been any other updates to this team. Just kind of, I've really just been largely doing challenges, the events when it was college OT last week. Of course, I went 3-0. I had 3 8-0 streaks that I did not successfully come away with. What is this? I had 3 8-0 streaks that I lost all of them, so that was fun. But yeah, I did that. I guess I think I did this off stream. But we got to the elite tier. I am not playing any more of these games. I get that by the time we get these players, an 87 is going to be virtually worthless. But I have read that I only get whatever rank I finish in, and I'm 1 loss away from being taken out of the elite rank. And as you can see, I'm 20 and 27. If I could go any farther than these few games that it's showing for some reason only, I could have. Oh, there's a timer going off. Hopefully that doesn't sound like anything, but either way, yeah, I think I was 16 and 16, and I went on a 7-game losing streak, got knocked down to goal 2, won a game, then went on another 3-game losing streak or something like that. I could be off. But I don't care. I want an 87 Ted Hendricks. I don't need an 88 Ted Hendricks, because that's really what my next grind would be looking at, is 88 Ted Hendricks plus what? How many? So an extra 68,000 coins. Well, I guess it would be extra 108,000 coins that I would get, because I need to get to the hero. But either way, I don't plan on it. I mean, I guess there's 24 days to really rethink my process, and maybe if I continue to wait, more people will be up here. But I also found out through losing games that I don't play. It's not like a ranked system that I've played ever in any other game, where if I'm in elite, I play elite players. I was playing people in champion at one point. Like during that losing streak, I played 2 people that were in champion division. And it's like, oh, okay, I get that if I lose to them, I don't lose as much points, but like, why? There's no way you think I'm at the same MMR or whatever that's behind the scenes as this guy. So, I don't know. All I know is I made it to the elite division, and as of right now, I don't plan on doing anything about that. So yeah, I've been just doing other stuff in here. We've been saving. I think I already talked about this last time I streamed this game, but we've been saving our random strategy items for the next season, because word on the street is we're getting rares next season. So, I already have. I think I have all strategy items. I guess I'm missing 2. I don't know what 2 I would be missing though. Specialist. Oh, we don't have those yet, I guess. Or maybe I'll look on. Actually, I'll look on the auction for this one. I don't think we have this yet, but I know program we don't have. But like, I have my zone on my DBs. I have my zone on my LBs. Pass rusher. I have power moves, pass protection. I think this one is the only one that I don't know if I have a short route run. I do. We're gonna do that actually. But and then we have our gunslinger. So like I have all the strategy items that I think are the best already. So there's no point in me ripping those packs because I'm not gonna get anything better. So I've just been saving them. Rip them. What I'll probably do is I will probably rip whatever I have, and if I don't get whatever rares that I need, I'll probably just buy them as long as they're reasonably priced. And then at that point next season, we'll just hold all of the random strategy items for that season, because I'm assuming each season is going to bring different strategy items. That's my assumption. So, but yeah. So, like I said, I don't have really much to play. I'm not going to play. I won't be able to do the picks if I'm playing somebody online. So we're just going to do the run for right now because it's at least somewhat engaging. I do have to kind of try. But we can kind of focus on the picks. So we'll get into a game here. Oh, I think hopefully my game sound is not loud. Oh, okay. Dumb fire alarms. If it goes off again, I'll be back. Or I'll leave again and I'll be back. But all right. Let's see how. Okay, that's not too bad. So let's put shoot clock on. All right, so let's get into our pick'ems. Actually, you know what? This is still a little loud for my liking. I know I don't understand these audio settings in Madden because at full volume it sounds like from the difference between 50 and 100.
Narration set to 38.
Okay. Okay, that I actually don't mind. On-field sunfix. I was gonna say the difference between 50 and 100 is like so little, in my opinion. All right. Is that better? See, I don't even notice a difference. I noticed the difference between the announcer, but why is the crowd so loud still? Hold on. Hold the phone. Crowd is at 40. And see, commentary is at 40, crowd is at 40. Crowd was insanely louder than the commentary.
Menu narration set to 45.
I hate that menu narration stuff. Maybe stadium sound effects is the one that was messing with it. I don't know. I don't notice a difference. All right, whatever. We're getting into our pick'ems. Oh, I shouldn't do what I'm doing right now. Hold on. Maybe I do have to kind of focus on this. All right. I'm going to take chew clock off, actually. All right. I'm going to write these down, too. All right. So, first matchup to talk about is the Buccaneers versus Atlanta. I may be weird here, but I do like the Falcons. I just don't know if I like them enough to beat the Buccaneers. Like, I do think Penix, I don't know, that I've looked at all the week 1 matchups already, and I do think a bunch of these are just the worst. Because, like, Tampa Bay should come out and just throttle them. But now we don't know how much Cohen meant to them. Or whatever his name is, the Jaguars head coach. So, like, do they forget how to play football now? Or, you know, what? But I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go with the safe pick, and I'm going to grab the Buccaneers. I think Atlanta could win the game, but I think chances are it's going to be Tampa Bay. I also love my boy Baker, so I'm going to go with Tampa Bay there. And it'll be fun because every Sunday we'll look back on these. I'm not going to talk about them on like during the week and stuff because I know we have Metal Gear Solid to look at during the week, and I don't want to really talk football during Metal Gear Solid, if possible. So, let's make sure we don't have any comments rolling in. Doesn't look like it. All right. So it's Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Oops. There we go. So Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Definitely Cincinnati. Again, it's a division game, so anything can happen. I feel like division games, doing all division games week 1, I feel like it's not been a thing. And that's what this is largely this week, is all straight division games. But I think if Cincinnati loses to Cleveland, I feel like I don't know. I'm not a big, like, blaming the head coach kind of guy. I'm not a fan of that. But in these situations where you have one of the greatest offenses probably in the league, it's probably is the greatest, like, offensive talent-wise, offense in the league. I don't know how bad that defense truly is. Like talent-wise. I mean, I guess I only know one guy on the team is Trey Hendrickson. I think Oren Burks is actually one of their starting middle linebackers this year. But nonetheless, I just feel like if they can't figure out how to win games this year, Zach Taylor's got to go. Like, there's no excuse. That offense should be putting up 35, 40 points, and that, I mean, I don't know who the D coordinator is, but because I think whoever was last year got fired. But that's the thing is sometimes that offense just doesn't put up points either. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big blame the head coach guy, but I'm gonna blame the head coach if the Bengals can't make it to the playoffs.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase in what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man. And
there we go.
exactly
Sorry.
what they did here. And
so yeah, I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm getting fantasy football texts. All right. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go Cincinnati. There's no reason they shouldn't. I think that's another coach too. I mean, well, I actually, you know what? I'm gonna back up. I was just gonna put some blame on Kevin Stefanski, but I mean, the only time that offense has looked amazing was when they had Joe Flacco, which I think that's more telling of. I think that's more telling of how bad the quarterbacks have been that he have been there for. Because I don't know, was Stefanski there for Baker, or was it like Baker's last year that he was there for? It might have been his last year that Baker was there, which I think they went to the playoffs that year. And then they were like, get out of here, Baker. We want Deshaun Watson. Stupid team. But either way. So yeah, we're going to go Cincinnati with that one. All right. We're going to go 2-minute warning. All right, so next one is the Dolphins versus Colts. I mean, I think you have to go Dolphins. I think another guy that is surprisingly on the hot seat now is Mike McDaniels. But I don't know how much that falls on him still, because when Tua's in, that offense is awesome. But when Tua's out, that offense is trash. And I don't know if that, like a lot of people might say, like, well, that's because of Mike Daniels. He only knows how to design an offense with Tua or whatever. But I would argue that having to pick between Tyler Huntley, Skylar Thompson, you know, those guys aren't Tua at all. But, yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think it's the Dolphins. I think if the Colts come out and win that game, I think that's a shock to the world type of game. Because who's the quarterback now? Danny Dimes, right? And I can't imagine that game goes well for the Colts. I actually am kind of curious. I know I think it was Steichen came out and said that like they're not gonna change quarterbacks. They're not gonna play musical chairs this year. But when you have a first-round pick sitting on your bench, and Yeah, you have a first-round pick sitting on your bench, and Danny Dimes is throwing picks left and right. I don't know. I think this is my thing too. I think the GM, I think everything about that team is on the hot seat right now. So although I think Danny Dimes gives them the better chance to probably win, which is messed up to say, I also think that in this situation, I think it's wild to not just throw Anthony Richardson out there. I mean, this is going to be his third year. Leave him out there. I don't know. I'm like on two sides actually of that story, because I'm a big like he should have sat and learned for maybe a year, and he probably shouldn't have played right away. But the thing is I don't know. I just killed Will Levis right there. I don't know how much it if they're truly on the hot seat and they have to win games in order to stay and have their jobs, like what? I don't know. I just feel like now this is kind of just throwing in the towel on Richardson. This isn't like sitting him to learn. This is like, all right, we're done with this and we need to try to win games and that's it. I don't know. I feel like that. If you're a Colts fan, sorry. Because I think that team, there's never been a team more mismanaged than that team since the Andrew Luck era. So. All right. What else do we got? Some of these I'm probably not going to talk too much about. But the next one is Carolina, Jacksonville. If you're in a Survivor League, this is like the matchup I think is an absolute avoid for week 1. I mean, I think a lot of these are probably absolute avoids. But I think... excuse me. I think this one's an avoid just because... And I'm looking on Sleeper right now, and they have the probability of win is... Or I think it's who's selected the team more. Is that Jacksonville? It's like 68% to 32% for Carolina, and I think that's high. I think believing that Jacksonville is just going to walk in and stomp Carolina is kind of nuts. I think that's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a super close game, actually. Mark my words. But I think that'll be a close game. Honestly, I think I'm going to go Carolina here. I feel like the hype from last year. I feel like the hype from last year with Bryce Young kind of being awesome. You give him Tet. You still got Leggett. I mean, you lose Thielen and Coker. So I don't know who the third wideout is on that team right now. But I just don't know. I feel like Jacksonville is such a weird team. Like, I just don't believe that I don't believe a head coach walks in and makes that team look amazing. You know what I don't know. I could be wrong. I want to obviously see how Jacksonville plays, though. I do think that's going to be an interesting thing. But hold on. Sorry. Like I said, still getting messages here. Everybody's freaking out. First game of the year. Everybody's freaking out, making sure everything's working. So yeah. I think we're going to go Carolina. That's probably the upset pick. And I'm a fan. All right, so that was that. Excuse me, by the way, for burping in y'all's ears. Okay, so next one we got here, and I know we got kind of, like I said, I want to keep these a little bit shorter streams. But next one is Raiders, New England. So, I think that's an interesting one. Obviously, 2 new head coaches, 2 kind of whole new coaching staffs, more or less. I do think it's wild that Antonio Pierce, like, I don't know, firing him, or I don't know if he got technically fired, he just didn't get re-signed or whatever, but either way, you get rid of him for Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll was successful because of the Legion of Boom, and that was, I mean, yeah, Russ too. I don't know. I love Pete Carroll. I do think he is a player's coach too, like Antonio Pierce, but I don't know. I feel like it's weird when you recycle head coaches that are like extremely well liked by the players. Like imagine Detroit just gets rid of Dan Campbell after 1 year because what did they finish, like 2-15 or something like that, or 2-14? Like imagine where that franchise would be right now. So getting rid of Antonio Pierce after, like, I think he had 1 full year as a head coach, and they kind of were like, all right, let's go with what is Pete Carroll now, 72 or something like that? And, like, not even the age thing, but, like, Pete Carroll's last couple years in Seattle were horrible, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know. I think it's a weird hire, but I do like Pete from like being he's also a player's coach. And then you have Vrabel on New England. I don't know, I'm kind of babbling right now, but you have Vrabel, who I don't know. I think he tries very hard to be Bill Belichick. So I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see. I think this is one though that I'm just gonna go talent, straight up talent over scheme and all that stuff, because we obviously don't know it. And when I say going on talent, I'm talking about the QBs. I also do actually think New England's probably got a better talented squad than the Raiders do. Their wide receivers are a little weird in New England, but I'm definitely going to go New England. I think Drake May's a stud, and I think that defense. I think if there's one thing Vrabel's gonna do is he's gonna have a good defense out there. So as long as May doesn't make any like mistakes, I think that team's fine. So I'm gonna go with New England spoiling Pete Carroll's return to coaching, even though I guess it's technically Vrabel's return to coaching too. So yeah. All right, so next we have Arizona versus New Orleans. This is one I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. I think it's Arizona. I would be shocked anybody taking Saints. I know Kellen Moore is probably going to be a really good head coach, actually. I do think he will be. And this is one of those situations where if he gets fired after year 1 or something like that, I think that's a dumb decision, because you're giving him the decision between Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck. And not saying that those guys can't be good, but I mean, at least Spencer Rattler last year did not look good. He did not look good at all. In fact, that entire team looked like a mess outside of, at least offense I'm talking. The entire team looked like a mess outside of Olave and Kamara. And that's the thing, is like, that's why I'm like a little shocked that they didn't go quarterback in the first round. Because I think they had a first round pick. I don't know who they took though, now that I'm really thinking about it, so maybe they didn't have a first round pick. But either way, you go Tyler Shuck in the second round. That's kind of where I thought Shedeur was going to probably go, but maybe whatever. I don't know. It's a weird pick. It's like one of those picks where I think it's weird to bring in Shuck, and then you still go with Spencer Rattler. I don't know. It's honestly one of those ones where I think it would have been nice to see the Saints go in on like Russell Wilson or something like that. But anywho, like I said, I'm going to take Arizona. I think that's just a straight up better team all around compared to what Saints have. So. All right. We got Pittsburgh versus New York Jets. This is another good one, I think, for the week. I don't know, actually, because I didn't think I could pick that off. I don't know. It's very interesting because I don't understand what the Steelers did. I think what's nice is they definitely helped at the defensive side of the ball. I think a little bit. Because who'd they sign? They signed somebody on the defense, I thought. Well, they had like Pat Pete. Oh, Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, you have Pat Pete, or I think Pat Pete's on that team, right? And then Jalen Ramsey. I mean, it's a wily old veteran defense now, but that defense is awesome. I just think the weird part is the offense. They got rid of Fields and Wilson, or whatever. They didn't want to pay them. You get rid of George. You get rid of George's contract for DK Metcalf's bigger contract. I do think DK Metcalf is obviously better than Pickens. Huge DK fan. But, I don't know. It feels like they just kind of were like, all right, we did make a bunch of changes in player names, but did we really increase our chances at winning? I think Rodgers is a former shell of himself. Could be wrong. Could be completely wrong. He could throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns today, and that'd be, a wild thing. Excuse me. Hold on, I gotta take a drink of water. So, but yeah, as for like what to do here, I don't know. I think the Jets are probably the better team overall. Like overall talent-wise, I think the Jets have I think the Steelers have the better defense than the Jets, but obviously the Jets' defense is still good. And I think they probably have the better quarterback than like current day, maybe in Fields over Rodgers. I don't know. I guess that's kind of interesting still, too. I don't know. This is actually a really tough one, honestly. I'm going to go, you know what? Let's think. Which team seems to never be able to get it right? That's the Jets. Tomlin always gives... Wait, was last year his first season under 500? Because didn't they go 8-9? Can't remember. But either way, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Pittsburgh just off of history. Will the Jets come out and throttle them? It's a good possibility, but I think I'm gonna go with Mike Tomlin. I think that's where it goes. I'm gonna go with Mike Tomlin, the wily veteran head coach, over Aaron Glenn, his first time head coaching for one of the saddest organizations in the NFL. Sorry, Jets fans, but I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about too. So, all right. Let's go back here. So we did that one. We only got a few left here. Oh, whoops. All right, let me just get these down. I should just write these ahead of time because then I'm going between apps because I have to try to monitor the chat on my phone. I'm just trying to get all the matchups written down at this point. And
You're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4.
okay. All right. Now I don't have to keep cycling between 2 apps to figure out all the schedule. All right. So, New York Giants versus Washington. If Jackson Dart was playing, I'd pick the Giants, and I'm being serious. I think Jackson Dart is going to be the absolute. I think he's the savior for New York. New York Giants football. Sorry, again, Jets fans. Yeah, I think Jackson Dart is. I like that they're sitting him, you know. And they're sitting him with. See, like that's. I think that. Let's go back to the Saints really quick. You have Tyler Shuck, who you believe in. I'm not going to deny that. You believe in Tyler Shuck. All right. You sit him with Spencer Rattler, and who's the other guy? Oh, Hayner got cut. Who's the other guy that's there? Some other, like, backup. I don't want to sound mean because obviously I'm not trying to sound mean, but like career backup quarterback probably is there. And then you have New York Giants who are like, hey, we're going to take Jackson Dart, but we're going to have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston to sit there. And I get it. People probably have their opinions of Jameis, but if you're telling me I have a rookie quarterback and I want them to sit and kind of learn with Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson versus Spencer Rattler and a guy I can't remember his name right now, which I do feel bad. Give me Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Like I feel like that's the part that people like even Atlanta. Atlanta's doing a good job sitting. I mean, they were probably supposed to give Kirk Cousins a little bit more of a leash, I think. I think it's weird to go to Penix right at the end of the season. Not that Kirk wasn't bad, but I don't know. That was one I could have waited a little bit. But nonetheless, going to the Jackson Dart situation, I don't think it could be better for a rookie quarterback, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't know how that O-line's going to hold up in New York, but I think once it becomes Dart time, I think that's going to be a pretty special moment in New York Giants football. I think that kid is going to be awesome. I actually took him in all my dynasty leagues. He's the only player that I have 100% share of in every dynasty league that I'm in. And there was 2 leagues where I drafted him over Cam Ward. So, call me crazy, but I'm a big Dart fan. So, that said, he's not playing. And in fact, it is Russell Wilson, who I'm not going to say he's bad. I think Russell Wilson it's kind of like Rodgers. I think they're kind of to that point in their careers where they're, they're good quarterbacks, or they're decent quarterbacks. They're like the QB 15, 20, like QB 20 to 15 range quarterbacks, but they're nothing crazy. And Washington's got a stud defense and one of the best young quarterbacks in the league right now. So I'm gonna go Washington. But like I said, I mark my words. If that was, if Jackson Dart was in this game, I'm telling you, I think Dart. I don't know. Okay, I guess I would still probably take Washington. Like if we're presuming that like this is life or death and I have to get these right, I would probably go Washington still. But I would want to go to the Giants. So, all right, Tennessee, Denver. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. I do think it's Denver. Does Cam Ward come out and maybe showcase some stuff? Probably. I think it'll be fun to see him play. Then again, I think the Titans are kind of a mess right now. They're starting to figure it out, but I think this is just one of those years where they probably go the year 6-11, maybe. And I think Denver's a tough team now. I think Shane. I think Sean Payton kind of figured it out with that team. So, all right, we're out of that game. And I think these next couple we're just going to kind of scoot through. San Fran, Seattle. I think I'm going to go San Fran. I think Kyle Shanahan's one of the best coaches in the NFL right now. He might not have a Super Bowl ring, but I think that guy is an amazing head coach. And I do not believe in the Sam Darnold hype after last year. So I'm going to go San Fran. Detroit Packers. Okay, I'm a Packers fan, so I'm going to probably be biased every single week. But hear me out. Detroit loses their defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. They still have the talent there. But losing two coaches, I think they'll have a slow start. And because of that said slow start, I am going to go with the Packers. I'm not going to say that they aren't going to be able to figure it out later in the year, Detroit, but right now, I just think that Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn meant a lot to that team. And I don't know who took over for them, but I have to assume it's probably from their tree. They probably just got, whoever the wide receiver coach. Actually, no, Antoine Randall went with Ben Johnson. So either way, I think it's going to be a slow start for them. I think they're going to have to figure things out early in this season. Houston Texans versus the Rams. I like that Rams defense. I do. I think that's a tough one because Stafford's banged up too. And Texans are that team that they play to their competition. Always, it seems. So they do always usually have close games. It's like when they play the Chiefs, they're awesome. When they play the Jets, they suck. It's a weird team. They play to their competition for some reason. So I think that's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fun game, I think, to watch. I'm going to go Houston. Give me my boy Stroud. I think that offense is just talented. Minnesota, Chicago. Boo to both teams. I think there'll be nothing fun here. I mean, from an NFC North fan, right? No, sorry, let me rephrase that. Nope, I am not an NFC North fan. I'm a fan of an NFC North team. Sorry. We don't do that whole root for our division crap here. So, with that said, I think that game is going to be, me and my buddies have already talked about it. Whoever loses is going to be really sad, and it's going to be funny from a Packers standpoint. I think even if the Packers lose their game, I think it's still going to be funny watching whichever fan base, because either probably JJ McCarthy's going to look like crap, and Vikings fans are going to be like, oh my God, we don't have a quarterback. Or the Bears are going to get killed, and everyone's going to be like, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams aren't actually our savior. Back to the pit of misery, dilly. So yeah, I mean, who do I think is going to win the game, though? Honestly, I'm going to go Bears. I think they should win that game because I think Jefferson's banged up. You have J.J. McCarthy coming in, who has thrown a total of 50 passes in his college career. No, I'm just picking on him. Sorry. I just think there's a lot. I do think Kevin O'Connell's a hell of a coach, though. So if there's anybody that's going to get J.J. McCarthy up to speed and slinging touchdown passes in the NFL, I think it is him. But I think this is going to be another case of two teams that might start off slow and might get slightly better throughout the year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they suck for the whole year, but nonetheless, I got to give my unbiased opinion. I think they'll start off slow. I think that game will kind of suck, honestly. I don't think that'll be a really fun, exciting game to watch. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And finally, we have Baltimore versus Buffalo. That's a tough game, and I'm glad that's our Monday night game. I think that game's going to be sick. I think that is going to be like AFC Championship preview kind of game. I'm going to go with Lamar. I think Lamar has the better overall team in that situation. I do. I think Josh Allen, mark me if I'm wrong, I think Josh Allen's probably a better quarterback than Lamar, though. sue me, whatever. But I think Josh Allen's kind of the better quarterback. And I think it's kind of like I don't think it's like a Josh Allen, Lamar. I think it's Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's probably the best quarterback in the league right now, if I'm being honest. Could be wrong. Could very well be wrong. But I think if you give Josh Allen some of these wide receiving crews that the other quarterbacks have, do. So that's our pick'ems. Be interesting to see what we come back to. Really quick, I'm just gonna we're gonna do some over-unders for fun, not advice, not financial advice, none of that stuff. Just gotta preface that. So if somebody goes and takes my over-unders and loses a bunch of money, it is not my fault. It is your fault, and you should probably call a gambling hotline. So, but let's see. I'm just gonna use Sleeper for these for right now. It's kind of their app looks a little different. They have popular duos. Interesting. All right. I'm just gonna comb through really quick, see if I can find anything that's interesting. What happened to like them? Oh, okay? So you click on the player and you get. Gotcha. All right. Well, I found one that I think for fun, preference for fun, would take. Bucky Irving, 72.5 yards rushing. Who are they going against again? Atlanta. 72.5 yards rushing. I'm going to go with the under on that one. I should just have somebody like pick these for me, and then I don't have to like cycle through, because I have to like cycle through games here, and I'm just trying to pick some stuff. I think it's funny. They have a Cam Little 7.5 points one, like Theo or whatever on here. Jaguars defense, run defense. Is that? They do have a really good. They have a good linebacking crew there. I mean, I think another one I just found, Leggett, 38.5 receiving yards. I think if that team's successful today, because I picked Carolina today, I think if they're successful, Bryce Young is going to have to throw for probably 250. And that's not all going to Tet McMillan, which, here's Tet McMillan right here. So I think I would take the over. I'm going to take the over on 38.5 yards receiving for Leggett. I'm a big Leggett guy, so that could be just my bias showing. Let's find one more. Let's find a quarterback. We did a running back. Let's find a quarterback and a tight end. How about that? What do we got? Fields rushing touchdown. I kind of like that. Steelers defense is really good though. Steelers defense, they have a really good defense. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do the Fields rushing touchdown. That one, I guess, okay, we brought it up. Would we do over or under on that? I'm just going to pick a quarterback, and we're going to have to pick something from them. How about that? So over, under, half rushing touchdown. Man, that's a tough one. I'd be interested to see if you guys could comment what you guys think too. Like after the fact, like re-look at it. Unless you comment after he gets a rushing touchdown, and then you're saying, "Oh, hey, look, I would take the over on a rushing touchdown." I'm just trying to think of how that game's gonna work out. Like, are the Jets even gonna be able to move the field on that defense, or move the ball on that defense? I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under on the rushing touchdown for Justin Fields. All right, let's cycle to another game. Oh, you know what? I am actually very interested. What do they have for Theo Johnson over-unders? Because we want to get a tight end in here. 2.5 catches for Theo Johnson. 25.5 receiving yards. 2.5 catches. I'm taking the over on that. Right? Like 2.5 catches? Looks like a bunch of people are taking the over on. They've escalated it to 4. Over 4 receptions. Over, what would that be? Over 4.5. Or no, 4 plus receptions. So it'd be over 3.5. Yeah, I'm not going to escalate it, but I think we'll just keep with it. 2.5 receptions. I'm taking the over. I think he's going to have probably 4 or 5 balls thrown his way. So maybe he catches 3. Then again, Russ doesn't really look at his tight ends very often. And that offense has not really been tight end friendly for a while too. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. Again, for fun. We're doing things for fun. No money, no fine. This isn't advice. This is just for funsies. So yeah, I think we'll do that. So, and I think that'll kind of end our week 1 stream. So just to recap, I have my handy dandy notebook here. Shout out Blues Clues. Elite show. So we got, I have these out of order now, but so Chicago over Minnesota, Baltimore over Buffalo, Tampa Bay over Atlanta, Cincinnati over Cleveland, Miami over Indianapolis, Carolina over Jacksonville, New England over the Raiders. I gotta fix that. Hold on. There we go. New England over the Raiders. Arizona over the Saints, Pitt over the Jets, Washington over the Giants, Denver over Tennessee, San Fran over Seattle, Green Bay over Detroit, and Houston over the Rams. And like I said, we won't do the Thursday night games. I'm not going to talk about Thursday night games. I think once we're done with playing Metal Gear Solid, maybe we're streaming and we just kind of talk about the Thursday night game because we are going to be streaming on Thursday nights. But I want to keep these pick'em things on the Sunday. So we're only focusing on Sunday and Monday night games. And it depends on who I get, like how fast I get up in the morning, because I know we're going to have London games. So I can't remember. I think the London game would have already been started by the time I started this stream. So, but anywho, oh yeah, and also just to recap our over/under. Where did that go? I gotta find them all again. Oh, okay, here we go. I found them. I left them in my pool here. So yeah, we have over/under 38.5 yards receiving for Leggett. We took the over. Over/under 2.5 catches for Theo Johnson. We took the over. 0.5 rushing touchdowns for Justin Fields. We took the under. And then Bucky Irving, 72.5 rushing yards. We took the under on that one as well. So yeah, and if you did do that on Sleeper, I think it looks like if you did $10, that would be $85 or something like that. But again, I'm not promoting Sleeper. I'm not promoting betting. I am for fun. We do for fun. Fun. So, but yeah. All right. Well, without further ado, hey, good luck with everybody's fantasy football if you're doing that. Thanks for coming on out. Thanks for liking and subscribing, all that fun stuff. And once we start back up on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we'll have Metal Gear Solid. I think we'll finish that game by the end of the just thinking of boss battles, because we have to face the Sorrow or the Fury, whatever I guess his name is. We got to face the Thunder Gloves guy, and then we got to face the boss. So I know those 3 are going on. So I'm thinking we have 3 episodes left, but I can't remember how long the game ends up taking now. So nonetheless, thanks for coming on out. Happy football week 1, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.